Tell me.
All right, hold on. How do I make no?
Hey,
That's not what I want to do. Hold on, I need to move this
there we
and
go.
then do this. Here,
Oh,
How's it
got
going?
him. No, I wanted to see Grossi. Get the bald guy off my screen.
Oh!
Welcome everyone to Clickbait Sports. It is May 27th, 2021, in the year of our Lord or Lords, period, or plural, if whatever you subscribe to. But welcome to Clickbait Sports. We've got a great show for you tonight. Before we get into it, I want to explain how the super chats work. If you're a loyal watcher of this show, every week the super chats go to. We basically total them up at the end for each individual creator, and whoever has the most loses. Like, they might win the super chat amount, but they lose and they get punished. As I won last week. I was told to order a Tom Wilson jersey, my most hated player. It did not arrive, but I will be punished in a way that hopefully you find fitting, and then it'll arrive, and then I'll wear it and we'll be punished again. But with the super chats, that's how it works. Tonight, before we get into the actual subject of the show, we have our four compadres here. Brandon is not here. The guy who came up with the whole show, so he leaves on his own show.
Family,
wow.
What's that?
Yeah. Family. Wow. I think he's got a great excuses, and actually he's got a better excuse to be here. His in-laws are in
like
town.
Death Stranding, where it's just like one of those tube babies that just like is kind of there but not really. Maybe it's kind of like that.
Maybe, could be.
Yes.
Let's go around the horn and introduce our compadres here. We've got this guy.
Kill me.
Urinating Tree. His team
Pittsburgh
was
is down bad. Actually, all of them are down bad. Did any of you see that
Yes.
glorious baseball play?
It was amazing.
Yes, it was one of the greatest plays I've ever seen, and that's why I had to go off character and ramble about it for a couple minutes. It was just beautiful.
Yes,
it was absolutely beautiful.
Now, before we get to the next, who had the ball?
Will Craig, former first-round pick.
He could have, anyways.
Literally, all he had to do was step on first or tag the runner.
Right.
That's all he had to do.
He did neither.
And it's just like, oops.
Who's afraid?
Down here, to my bottom of the Brady Bunch, we have.
What up, though? Scooter Magruder, Dallas Cowboys fan. We're winning the Super Bowl. Orlando Magic fan. Give us a couple years. Our dynasty is soon to become.
You said the Magic were going to win the NBA title last year, dude.
I said that, but I did not say a year. Check the tweet because it's coming soon. Post-LeBron era is ours. Cade is on the way. Cade is on the way.
All right, and then I could never be a weatherman either.
Well, it's weird because
here,
you think it's.
We have Tom Grossi. Introduce yourself, Thomas.
I'm Tom Grossi.
Wait, is your name Thomas?
Yeah.
It's not short for Tommy.
I in my youth I was called Tommy, but then I
thought you were called
and became a man.
I had a boss, his name was Martin, and I called him Marty, and apparently he hated being called Marty, and I did it more and more on purpose.
You should call him Mart.
I really did. So it was a sales job, and the worst thing you can do is call someone at 5 o'clock on a Friday if you're in sales. And he called me, his first day calls me at 7 o'clock on Friday evening. Like, I was like, I stopped working 7 hours ago. But anyways,
this is a Wendy's. So
yes. Now let's get into the bulk of the show. We're teed up for some incidents last night that happened. Two very prominent incidents. And I want to set this up to say, look, it is great to have fans back. Do we all agree that watching sports, even and being there, it's wonderful. We went through a year of punishment, and now fans are back and they're doing really dumb things.
They don't know how to act. Like, they've been gone for so long, they've lost touch with proper sports etiquette.
I actually argue that they would be doing the same stuff regardless of it. Because
Yeah,
with
like-
Russell Wilson, remember, this is not the first time this has happened with him. Remember in Utah?
Westbrook, by the way, that's a faux pas. We've all, I think we've
It happens. It happens a lot.
Okay, let's talk about the first incident. So Trae Young, who talked a lot of smack in game 1, which I love, by the way. I'm a Knicks fan, diehard Knicks fan. I actually loved Reggie Miller just because I like the swagger. Like, if you come into the Garden, talk a lot of smack and back it up, you've earned my respect, right? Like, some Knicks fans just hate Reggie Miller, and some are hating Trae Young. But I like it. I like the like. That proves that you could be a Knick. Right? To me, it's like, okay, I would take you on my team 100 days out of 100. Like Inez Cantor, like he talked a lot of smack against the Knicks, and then he became a Knick and just loved the Knicks. But then Trae Young last night gets spat on by a fan, heard some choice words, and just smiled. And I don't think that spitting on a fan or a player should ever happen.
First of all, spitting. We're still in a pandemic, bro. Like, spit. You could have
Saliva and droplets spread this shit.
literally, in some instances, that is considered what's the word?
Assault.
Attempted something. Literally, someone like there was a report where a lady, a clerk, she was checking someone out. The person spat on the lady. The lady got corona and died. Okay? So it's not that impossible to happen. So literally, it's disgusting, A, and 2, it's a health risk of the highest priority, especially in the times we're living now. So I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? And who raised you to where you think it's ever okay to spit on another human being? Like, what? Chat. Is this just me? Am I overreacting? Or I saw that and was disgusted.
I've never spit on another human being. I might have drooled on him, but
spit, like, bro,
intentionally just. Now, my brother used to hold me down. Like, my brother's 7 years older than me. He used to chase me around the house. When he'd finally get me, he would pin my shoulders down and then do this thing where he would go like this, and then let the spit come out and then suck it back. But one day he let it go and it just hit me square in the forehead. And I was so mad at him, but I couldn't kick his ass because I was 7. He was 14 and I was 7. My brother tortured me. Like, he would hang me from the deck upside down.
Where were your parents?
Nowhere to be found. He was babysitting.
This was in the 80s, man.
Yeah.
Both my parents allowed people to beat the crap out of each other. Like,
yeah. He would wait he would hold me upside down, then my shirt would fall over my face, and then he would slap me in the belly and then laugh the whole time.
Can we get some F's in the chat for 5 points?
Tree, you have older brothers, right?
F's in the chat,
I have a younger one, but we used to beat this. We were close, so we used to just beat the crap out of each other.
Tom, any siblings?
Yeah, I have a younger brother. I can honestly say I've never spit on him, though. That was like, that's something that, like, you read about in, like, the biography of a serial killer. And it was just like, and that was the day where it was just too much. Like, you get held down and almost spit on too many times. Like you read about that in the nonfiction section of a library. Like that.
Bro, I want to know what your guys' thoughts on Trae Young getting spit on. Am I crazy for, like, taking this hard line? This is disgusting. Ban the fan. And bro, what are your thoughts?
I think the fan should be prosecuted criminally, honestly. Like, I don't think just banning them is enough. I think that that's assault, and I think you need to make an example of people. Like, we're bringing fans back. First of all, like, are we in a pandemic? I mean, I saw 20,000 fans at MSG, no mask. Like, some had masks on, some didn't. Like,
I think I saw the numbers. The numbers are 40% of Americans have gotten a second shot. 40%. 50%, 49% have gotten one shot.
Right.
So, but that's still not even. I think 70% is herd immunity, though. So, yes.
And then how many percent have had it, right? You know, like, are recovering. So we're pretty much there. Like, all these restrictions are getting dropped. Yeah, I'm less worried about that now, honestly, than just the pure gesture of spitting on an athlete is just disgusting. And I think criminal charges should be warranted for that. At least to make like a misdemeanor of some kind, just to scare the person and scare anyone else from doing it. That's just Bush League.
Tom, what do you think? What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, no, I would never spit on an individual ever. Like that's like the lowest of the low. There's this viral video that was, I think it's like years old or whatever. You ever see that where the guy like on the subway, he like spits at him as the doors close and the guy rips open the door and literally just like knocks him out? Like that's the proper response to being spit on. Like, yeah, no, like banned for life. Goodbye. Like, sorry, you can't see the live sports there anymore. Like criminal charges, go right ahead. Like
you
boo. Like they were chanting that he was balding. That's hysterical. Like, I love that. And like they were saying F you, like I love it. I'll take all of that because that's just New York, right? And listen, New York is a dirty, gross, beautiful place. But yeah, spitting is still no. Like you'll get your ass knocked out for that, doing that in the city.
Yes. And that's a great segue into the second incident, which was Russell Westbrook walking out of the tunnel. They just took an L to the Sixers, the Wizards did. And there seems to be a gap between the tunnel and the tarp.
Like the awning.
Yeah, the awning. Yeah. And a fan takes the wonderful time to throw popcorn on Russell. And Russell doesn't. Now, look, if he didn't have a history with fans, I would be like, all right, dude, just there's an F right there.
Sorry.
If he didn't have a history with the fans, I'd be like, Russell, come on, man. Back off. But he was mad. Like, he wanted to go at the fan. And then after,
did he though, or is it one of those like pompous, like oh, you're lucky they're holding me back? Like I watched it, like, and I didn't know if it was. I mean, I don't.
You have to remember.
I fully think that if he would have gotten away from those guards, he would have made it to that person if no one was there to stop him. I fully believe that in my heart. It would have been akin to a Malice in the Palace style situation had those people not restrained him. In my opinion, just knowing the type of player Westbrook is, seeing how he reacts to certain plays, 100% that fan would have been in danger. Imminent danger.
Imminent. The thing is now, Westbrook said after the game that if that would have happened, whoa, Tree.
Yeah. The posse strikes, baby!
I'm not happy.
Uh-oh. You might have to get a goalie glove.
No, either that or a Tristan Jari jersey.
Yeah, you might have to get a Jari jersey.
I made $10.
They're probably on sale.
Yep. Westbrook said after, he said, if that would have happened on the street, we would have been going. And he's absolutely right. I started thinking about past incidents. Like, if you threw a beer in Ron Artest's face on the street, Ron Artest is throwing blows, right? Oh, yeah. He did attack the wrong guy, but we'll get to that in a little bit. If you threw popcorn in Russell Westbrook's face, like at a bar or something, he's not going to laugh that off. He might not punch you, but he's going to get in your face. I think he was totally justified in wanting to. You know what? Who knows what would have happened if he got up there? But I don't see it as a minor thing, especially given his history where fans have grabbed him. Fans have cussed him out. What do you think, Tree? Do you think he's oversensitive, or he's just being, or he's being rational?
The moment stuff too. I remember the same thing happened to him in Utah too. I mean, I feel like he does get a little oversensitive, but at the same time, I mean, that situation does kind of paint a target on his back, and people are gonna keep going and try to egg him on. Most people do that sort of stuff to get a reaction. Oh, thanks, Tom.
Oh, I hit a button. I'm sorry.
Yes. I bet you really did hit a button.
That was an accident. My bad.
I would love to see Tree just have to win.
Likewise.
I don't know. A Jari jersey is likely, but him listening to the entire album
live on your channel and just commenting and be like, give it a numerical rating for every track. You just be like, oh,
we could get it whitelisted too. No DMCA. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I don't really care about DMCA, so whatever.
But you were saying, Tree, you were saying something along the effects of.
Well, as I said, I feel like people are trying to get a reaction out of him. And I feel like that's why most people do that sort of stuff. You know, like throwing popcorn on people, heckling at them. They're trying to get a reaction. So they create that sort of like negative attitude cycle. And I feel like a lot of people do that with like online personalities too. Like, like most of the stuff like you talk about, like most of those are trying to get a reaction out of you.
The problem is Russell Westbrook's play style. So for me, we're very similar, right? We talk a lot of trash when we're playing basketball at all periods of time. It doesn't matter if we're losing. Like Russell Westbrook was still talking trash when his team's down 30. He's still chirping. I'm still chirping when I'm down 30. So I think fans see that. They feel like, oh, maybe I can join in. Maybe I can affect him. Get him heated. Get him a little bit, and that's sort of their way of contributing to egging him on. But bro, there's got to be a line. Like, who are you? Who raised you that you're comfortable enough touching, throwing something, spitting on another human being in any scenario? Like in any scenario. What is it that you think that's okay? And the thing is, there's some people who think it's okay. And I don't understand that. How is it? Oh, it's just popcorn. No, it's not just popcorn. You're literally, bro, I think it's just weird to me. It's weird.
I think it's jacked up too when like a player goes into the stands for a foul ball or something. They get a beer like thrown on them. Yeah. It's funny to watch it, but it's not really. I mean, it's uncool, man. Throwing a beer, like I don't get a beer thrown at me while I'm doing work. Like no one comes into this studio and it's like here.
And the defense is always like, but they're millionaires. They're multi-million. Okay, so we can throw popcorn on them and we can spit on them because they're rich.
Right. No one's walking into Mark Cuban's office and throwing beer on him.
Yeah, like Shark Tank, they're not spitting on Mark Cuban when he rejects them. You just walk out.
I feel like they would want to, though. The only reason why they don't is that they're in a controlled setting.
I have to ask the question.
Lost his season tickets too.
Like Scooter, did you play ball in high school?
Yeah, it's just
you a point guard. What were you?
Point guard, absolutely. I was trash though. I was trash in high school at basketball. So bad. I didn't get good at basketball until after high school. I didn't care anymore. Okay. Then I just start. Yeah. Oh, that's a different story though.
Right. Okay.
That's a different.
So you're like Jay Williams, right? A little behind the back, a little flashiness between the legs.
Both.
Okay.
Both Jay Williams.
I'm the opposite. I don't say a word. Like I could be beating someone 900-0, and I'm just like Jordy Nelson. I don't say a word.
If I'm gonna trash talk,
more insulting.
Like if I'm gonna trash talk, I'll do it after.
Yeah,
I win, and then you were talking shit before. I'll throw it right back at you. That's how I am.
Talking trash to me, it's an art. Okay, and you can learn from others. I'm constantly learning from others. I was watching a YouTube video today. And I found some stuff that I'm going to be saying next time I go ball. But I'm telling you, it's fun. And I think it can impact people's game. It can. Like you talk trash enough. I don't even mean a little bit. I mean a lot. You talk to a shooter who's off. You keep saying, hey, I'll let you shoot it. I'll let you shoot that. Your shot's broken. It's like the economy. It's broken. It's not going in. Right? You let them shoot. And they keep missing and they keep missing. It gets into their psyche. It gets in there.
All right. Well, staying on.
I forgot we were talking about basketball for a second, and I thought you were talking about like a shooter, like who's trying to shoot somebody and they're not doing a good job. And you're like, it's okay. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Like you're trying to like cheer them on. You're like, you're just not doing a great job, buddy. I literally like forgot the context for a second, and that gave me.
Can I get a tell no one in the comments, please? Tell no one in the comments.
I want to ask everyone individually, what is the most overstepping thing you have seen? And in the chat, please send some our way, and maybe one's good enough. What is the most cringeworthy or just weird thing you've seen at a sporting event? Where someone was drunk, a fight or something. I've never seen a fan grab an athlete or anything like that, but I did one time. I was like 10 years old at the Vet in Philadelphia, and this one fan was so drunk and there was this dad in the who was trying to situate his 2-year-old, and this fan was so drunk he's like, security, I can't see, make that guy sit down. It's this dad in like a collared shirt just trying to settle his 2-year-old down, and then security came and then took the guy that was yelling out like kicking and
Did they all applaud
yes.
once he left?
And everyone clapped.
Good.
As he was being taken out. So that was
I got 2 stories from my high
Okay.
school days that I remember distinctly. We'll start with the basketball one. So I was on JV, right? I was not on varsity when I was 10th grade JV. So we're playing, I don't even know who we're playing, but we're losing. We're gonna lose this game. And I think the other team's taunting, right? They're taunting us. So my coach says, next time you set the screen, and you put your full body weight into them. Just knock them over, because we don't get treated like this. And so that's what someone coming down did. The screen was set, boom. And then the parents clear out, and the parents get involved, and the game is over. Game just stopped right there. So that's something that I thought, I don't know if it's Bush League or whatever, but sometimes you see that in sports. If you disrespect some teams, you'll see some Bush League plays like that happen. That's A. B, we were playing football. Varsity football. The hard hit stick, Madden hit stick happens. Boom, collides. I don't know what happens, because the person gets hit into like our bench. They get hit stick into our bench. So, everyone's over jawing, jacking. Next thing you know, it's a similar situation. The other team gets mad. They rush over. Parents in the stadium start coming down. It's a brawl. People are getting hit with helmets. People take their helmets off and are swinging them around.
oh, Miles Garretting.
Literally, people literally could have died, because there was one of our players who was getting beat down underneath the pile. Luckily, unfortunately, we're able to pull everyone off. No one gets injured. That game's over as well. So those 2 instances, it got really buck wild. That's all I got for you, though.
Now, you were losing. Did those games count as a loss, or was it just like
we
a no
lost the
contest?
first JV game, but who cares? It's JV.
Okay.
We were winning in the second game.
Okay.
So whoever was up when the
Counted the
game
win.
ends, they just got that win.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all.
Tree. Any memorable incidents?
I'm trying to think. Of like anything in Pittsburgh or that regard. Mainly fans running onto the field. Couple fights breaking out. Nothing out of the ordinary, I feel like, though.
You've led a very boring life. Tree.
I know.
Like,
Well, most of
you've
the games
never
I go
seen-
to, I'm mostly watching on the field.
One time, a gentleman raised his voice rather
Yeah.
abruptly.
One time, this gentleman brought out a dueling glove and he slapped another
Very
gentleman, and they
disingenuous.
literally had a duel in the middle of the field. The man in the top coat died. I took his top coat, and also he had a nice pointy hat. There's a little bullet hole in it. I have it in this closet right over here.
Well,
That
since
man-
we're talking about
A
garbage fans, let's just pose this to all 3 of you. Which fan bases have you been to a game and you've experienced the worst hostility, the worst anything? Tom, talk to us.
Let's go.
Oh, buddy, I got like 3 stories.
Bro,
with
tell
this.
us.
Okay.
Let me sit down. Hold on.
So
Let me
let's start off with the New Jersey Jets here. So
Okay.
the Jets, years ago, the Packers came to town and they beat the Jets in a high-scoring affair of 9-0. It was an incredibly boring game. Mason Crosby was the hero. It literally was 9-0 final. I was with my younger brother at the time, who was a child, and it was just me. And as soon as we sat down, as we were in our Packers year, a grown-ass man turned around in a Jets jersey and told my little brother, who was maybe 10, to go F himself. As soon as we sat down, and I was like, yup. And as that game went on, they kept cheering every single time the Packers were on offense to break Aaron Rodgers' neck. Every single drive. So I was like, yep, keep it classy. Keep it classy. Okay. Then the Giants. I will say I've had more good experiences than bad experiences with the Giants, but there's been some very angry individuals who have screamed in faces of Packers fans as they walk out, pushing and shoving and things like that. That wasn't too bad. When I was 16, I went to the Buffalo Bills Stadium, of all places, and I was 16, and we got our asses kicked by the Bills. And a couple gentlemen behind me like knocked my cheese head off my head. And I was just like, okay, cool. And it was like soaked in beer and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I've been around some not so great fan bases, but
They knocked the cheese head off?
Oh, they knocked it off. Yeah, it was just like a boop. And yeah.
Did you put it back on?
Of course I put it back on. I'm a fan.
Okay.
We were like losing like a ton, but yeah, no, I put it back on. I'm gonna keep it on there. I don't really care.
So then which fan base in your experience, Tom?
It's probably the Jets. The Jets, time after time I go to a Jets game, like they're horrendous. Like they're bad. Like they're real bad. And again, this is probably recency bias because like I go to a lot of MetLife games. But yeah, no, they're like never good. So
no, when I was at the game where Strahan broke the sack record where we played the Packers and I got to see Brett Favre. Yeah, there was a fight in the stands, remember, in the upper left corner. Yep. There's two guys just going at it. Yep. I saw that. Like I was just like, oh no, it was a boring game. We were getting the tar kicked out of us. Game. And there was definitely a fight in the upper deck.
It was 35-3. That was my first football game I ever went to.
Yeah, Ron Dane had like a 68-yard run and then they gave the record to
what a game.
Strahan.
What a game to be at.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Tree? You have experiences with terrible
fans? Oh, dude, Steelers-Ravens games, it's a battle in the stands. There's at least 5 or 6 fights taking place around where I sit every time I go to a Steelers-Ravens game. Like it gets violent. It's ugly.
Any moment in particular stick out that's just you remember?
The problem is they weren't really like around me, but they were like in other areas. It's like, oh, there's another fight going on over there, and then it's like, oh, there's another fight over there too. It just turns into just a battle.
So for you definitely say Ravens worst fan base.
No, I feel like a lot of fan bases are worse. Like I feel like it's just like every fan base has the potential to be really fucking toxic. And I just said the F-bomb, and
yes!
Yeah.
Woo! What's it be today, boys? Woo!
Well, I think I have to go in the cone of shame now. We need like a dunce cap or something.
We need to make that like another separate punishment, like a swear jar on the show.
Swear jar or like a fancy cap or something.
I'll never lose. I will never lose.
Yeah. Scooter's been good. I've almost slipped up like once or twice. I used to work with this factory where the guy, like, we were all foul mouthed, but the owner was like a guy that you just didn't cuss around. So like we would be on our best behavior around him. But this is how I feel every Thursday from 5 to 6. Now, I will say this for me, Scoots. Going to FedEx Field, my wife and I have sworn we will never bring our children. Now they're in their teens, but because of our experiences at FedEx Field, like literally in the upper deck, like all we heard was cussing and F-bombs and things like that. And when you go to a game, because they've been so bad lately, half the time when you go to a game, it's like 80% opposition. And as the Redskins start to get their butts
80%?
Excuse me, that's the Washington football team. Okay.
Yeah. For Deadskins.
Yeah. At when I went the Giants, like even with Robert Griffin there, it was like 50-50.
Uh-oh.
And there's a TGS trying to come in.
Hello,
here.
Brandon.
Yes. But then we were like, all right. My wife and I were like, we should get tickets to the lower bowl. Maybe it's better down there. And the two guys in front of us were looking at nude pics on their phones like the whole time.
Listen, speaking of Brandon Perna, to your point about FedEx Field, he's done a video on this because this memory of this video is it's in there. That someone was receiving oral pleasure during a Washington football team game.
Oh yeah.
What are y'all doing?
Yep.
What are y'all doing?
It was a good video from Brandon Perna. That's good sports video.
Sometimes
you get the play-by-play, slowed it down.
You know, And if you are at a Washington game, more often than not, you're going to need to find stuff to get your mind off the terrible football that's being played most.
I went to
Although
one Washington
maybe
game.
you need to see some debaucherous stuff, or you need to take part in debauchery yourself.
I went to one Washington. They were the Redskins when I went to this game, and we bodied them. We bodied them so much that they were cheering for the Cowboys in the Washington fan section.
Yep.
And then they just started leaving. It was glorious. It was very glorious. But the worst fan base I've ever experienced, for me, it's not Washington. It wasn't the Giants when I went to a Giants game. Not even the Eagles.
Really?
Not even the Eagles.
It's the Cowboys.
The worst fan base is not FSU. It's not Georgia. It is the University of Miami. Bro, the Hurricanes, all about the U. Y'all are garbage. What is wrong with y'all? Every time Florida has played them, they came to Florida. They trashed the place. There was trash everywhere, talking mad garbage. They are the Russell Westbrook of garbage fans because they talk trash the whole time, even when they were losing. This is when Tebow was still there. Florida played Miami. Talking trash the whole time when you're losing. Shut up. Shut up. I'm sorry.
And that's what I would say if I was balling against you, Scooter, and I was hitting threes in front of you and you were still talking trash. I'd be like, Scooter, come on now.
Bro, you've never made two in a row in your life. You've never made two in a row in your life. Open your eyes next time you're shooting 5 points.
All right. We're going to have to play ball at some point, and then I'm going to have to pitch to you and strike you out. That's what will happen. And then we might have to jujitsu after.
I'm out of the jujitsu.
When it comes down to it, when I can't beat someone in sports, I just fight them, and that usually solves.
It's not going well. I'm going to break your arm.
One last point about the FedEx fans: as they start to get beat, they start to become more drunk and angry, and by the end, it gets pretty bad. Now, there was one game where we did lose, where I was a Giants fan and we lost, and I definitely had to cover up the Giants jersey because every Giants fan was getting a ton of crap.
Bro, do you guys want to hear a story real quick about one of the lowest points in my social media career?
Yes, let's hear it.
Okay. So I'm doing this campaign with AT&T, season-long campaign, right? Dope. I'm with Dak. I get to meet Dak. We do the whole thing, right? So it's getting towards the end of the campaign, and they're like, we want to have it so that these fans can come out and watch a game with you. Let's do a raffle type thing. Winner gets to watch a game with Scooter Magruder. I'm like, yo, that's dope. Let's do it. Winner wins. They fly out. It's an Eagles game. Okay? Ooh. It's an Eagles game. AT&T Stadium, because AT&T is the sponsor, whole thing. I have to do a vlog about this. Like meeting these fans. Hey, what up? Oh, Scooter, nice to meet you. Yo, I met these fans. We're about to go beat the Eagles. And like we needed to win this game, right? For placement, playoff placement. This was a very important game. Very important game. So what ends up happening? 5 points, 3. Tom, what do you think ends up happening in this game? It wasn't just an L that happened. Like I could have taken like a field goal. Oh, dang. Hey, my bad, guys. It happened. You know, it's football. You know, every Sunday, and anything's possible. We get dominated at this game, chat. We get dog walked. And I'm just like, and I have to make content still. Like, there's still a contract. I got to put out a video. So I'm just like, bro, one of the lowest. It was still cool to meet those guys, but bro, I was.
And were they Eagles fans too?
No, they were Cowboys fans. These were Cowboys fans going to a Cowboy game with me. It's gonna be dope. We get lit. We lose bad. And I'm sorry. That was it.
You're still salty. You're still salty. You're salty like Tree over there.
I just can't believe I made it through. You know, shouts out to God getting me through that. Because wow.
All right, we got our next segment here, which is
what? Okay, Tom. Okay,
Tom.
Okay.
Wow.
I see it trying to slip through there.
Wow, bro. But just imagine making the content, though. Making the content.
Yes. Tom, have you shared the story about a certain shampoo company before?
Not on here, just on Dumpster Fire. That was you want to hear bad, Scooter?
You want to hear a topping story?
Story?
I
Tell
love
me.
this story
One up
we've
it.
got,
One
we've
up
got
it.
some time to kill,
Yeah,
and I
we've got
think the
time. One
audience
up it.
deserves to hear this story.
No, because this was all right. So this was 2019. Okay, so 2019, Head and Shoulders comes out with a commercial for Patrick Mahomes versus Troy Polamalu.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes, offense versus defense, right? They're doing this whole thing. It's back and forth. Blah 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 blah. So I'm teaching at that time, still on, but lead replacement, whatever. So I'm teaching, and I get this email one day from a company that has been hired by Head and Shoulders that want to fly out influencers to the Super Bowl, which was in Miami, I believe, that year. I think that was Miami. It was in Florida, I think. But anyway, want to fly them out. And you will do the following. One, you will go to, it's not the Hall of Fame. Oh my God, what is it called? The NFL Honors. So you get to go to that. You get to have a meet and greet with Troy Polamalu. You get tickets to the Super Bowl. And everything is free of charge. All you have to do is make content. So I was like, sure, that sounds fantastic. And I had some conversations with this person, and we're going back and forth. And she's telling me, she's like, oh, have you ever been to the Super Bowl? And I'm like, no, because those tickets cost over $3,000. So no, Tom Grassi has never been to the Super Bowl. She's like, yeah, it's really nice. She's like, the suite that we put you in, it should be okay this year. And I was like,
okay.
I don't care if I'm outside.
If it's a suite, I mean, I'd be more appreciative of
if
that.
I have to sit on someone's lap to go to the Super Bowl, okay, wouldn't matter. So the thing is, the Packers are in the NFC Championship game. So, like, we're getting closer. And I was like, oh, my God. Like, am I going to go to the Super Bowl and I'm going to see the State Farm Bowl, the Chiefs and the Packers, and it's going to be incredible, right? So I go and pick up my dad from the airport one night, and I'm driving back from JFK, and I get an email. And I don't want to read it and drive, right? So I scroll down real quick and look at it. And she's like, congratulations, like, tell us what airport you want to fly out of, because, you've been selected by Head and Shoulders to go do this. And I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. Like, I am like gripping my steering wheel. I'm like 20 minutes away from home. I can't wait to respond to this person. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just elated, right? My dad's in the passenger seat. Like, I'm going nuts. 5 minutes later, I get an email from her again going, I'm so sorry, I sent that to the wrong person.
Oh. Dude.
And I literally go, okay. I drop my dad off. I go home. I pull into my driveway, and I read it. And I reach out to her, and I go, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? And she goes, I'm so sorry. The company just went with a different direction. But, I feel really, really bad. So what we're going to do is we'll send you some sample packages of Head and Shoulders.
Oh.
And so instead of tickets to the Super Bowl, I got sample packs of Head and Shoulders shampoo. And she told me anytime I need a refill, she could send more.
I will say this,
what
though.
I got that year instead of
I will say this, though. Your hair looks absolutely fantastic.
I don't use
Head and Shoulders is working out in your favor.
This is not Head and Shoulders. Nope, it's not. I'm not going to give you the pleasure of going into Tom Grassi's hair. No. No. Yeah, it's not Head and Shoulders, one. And two, and five was the one who pointed this out to me. One of the guys who went to that asked Troy Polamalu about the Pat McAfee play, and then he got to go on the Pat McAfee show. So yeah, it was just...
Can we get some F's in the chat right now? Some F's in the chat. Listen, Tom.
Deep F's.
That definitely takes the cake.
Okay. Maybe a little bit more.
A little bit. Tree, 5 points. Can you one up that one?
They're like, no, I got paid by all my sponsors. You're muted.
Double tap. Double tap. You're muted.
5, you're muted.
Double tap.
You're muted.
I can't hear you.
Sorry.
There you go.
How can you top taking the best moment in someone's life and just instantly flushing it down the toilet in front of them and then offering them free samples of shampoo as their consolation?
Tom, I am so sorry that happened to you. I'm so sorry that happened. I'm sorry.
Thank you. And you know what? It's not Head and Shoulders' fault. It was the other company, but Tree. Yep.
Sorry, I had to throw it back at you.
Yep.
All right, now let's bring up Aaron Rodgers and the interview.
Transitioning into life-crushing moments.
Yeah. My only
Here, what happened to your
crushing moment
webcam?
was
Potato
going
again.
to New Orleans and watching the Steelers' hopes and dreams die on a Juju Smith-Schuster fumble.
Yeah,
It was pain.
that was bad for you too. That was bad.
Not as bad as
my God.
that
Yo,
guy
I'm
out
not
there.
ever gonna say anything ever again.
I
On this.
got to meet Dak Prescott. Tom, you got shampoo.
I'll never say anything ever again.
Like, they
All right,
couldn't
I'm gonna
even
get
feel
ready
that
for my
bad to binge.
punishment.
And you're like, you know what? Let's buy you a 16-ounce. Nope. They were that big.
Bro, I would
Get
have
him on a
been
plane.
so depressed.
If you ever travel to a Super Bowl, you can get on a flight with those travel packs with Head and Shoulders. So maybe it's working you towards that future goal. Maybe it's like a mailing campaign.
That story would only be better if it was me that they offered the Head and Shoulders to.
I mean, the shampoo. Like, I told them yes. I wanted them to pay for the shipping. So
Yes, we'll also send you a lifetime supply of condoms.
It's like giving me a lifetime supply of weight loss shakes.
Right,
Bro,
and
this
Luke,
gotta be the funniest episode by far.
for sure. Tom and you guys talk about the Aaron Rodgers interview with Kenny Mayne while I prepare for my punishment. I've got to actually.
yeah. So it's Monday night. I originally read it wrong. I thought it was 11 a.m. Eastern. It wasn't. It was 11 p.m. Eastern. So the way that night started, because I was like, all right, let me go live for this thing, is I had to watch 40 minutes of baseball before we got to there. Terrible game. It was rooting for
Don't
everyone.
diss baseball. Do not diss baseball. You're just salty because you're probably a Mets fan and you have to deal with their.
I don't watch baseball. No, I don't care. I truly don't
Hey,
care.
look, I have to deal with a minor league baseball team. I pretend saying that's the best comedy act in Pittsburgh. That's how I support or pretend to tolerate my pathetic franchise.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so it happened, and to ESPN's credit, it was near the beginning of the show, in which Aaron Rodgers is currently at a wedding in Hawaii, living his best life right now, hanging out with Miles Teller, too, of the great Fantastic Four movie. And he basically came on and was there just for Kenny Mayne and was just like, let's just keep it about Kenny Mayne, like Woody Harrelson just wanting to talk about his movie on Reddit. And at this point, he got a Rampart reference. So at this point, he basically alludes to like, it's a culture issue. It's all about the people, but basically says much ado about nothing. And so, we spent a good hour doing that, and no one's anywhere closer of knowing how this saga is going to end. But it didn't stop people from the internet going, oh, well, he's definitely gone now, even though he said basically nothing new of note.
He was just there to say goodbye to Kenny Mayne. If it weren't for that, he wouldn't be on ESPN.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, basically nothing of substance occurred in that interview, but I'm just saying from an outside perspective, it looks like Aaron just doesn't care. Period. Like, if he plays football or not is irrelevant right now to him. What are your thoughts on this, Tom?
I think right now he doesn't care because it's the off season and it's voluntary OTAs and he's in Hawaii for a wedding. Like I honestly think he's in that mode. He's like, I'm not in football mode. Okay. So like, I think the bigger thing is gonna be like, is he gonna show up to like mandatory mini camp in the beginning of June? Like that's when you start, because like Devontae Adams wasn't at OTAs. Like none of the big wide receivers were. MVS wasn't there. Lazard wasn't there. Like even Devin Funchess wasn't there. So like Rodgers, like and Adams, they both left like $500,000 on the table because that's what they would have gotten for the voluntary workouts. But yeah, no, I think like right now, like I know people are like, oh, like he's just a homer, like he's just not just trying to avoid it. No, like honestly, like come June, if he doesn't show up to the mandatory stuff, then we have a problem. But again, like I'm still of the note, Rodgers doesn't have any choices here. It's either retire, play football for the Packers, or sit out and pay the Packers nearly $30 million. Like that, they can just refuse to trade him, and then that's it. So like I still think he's coming back at least for this year. That's my personal opinion. And then after that, it's all up in the air.
Let's put it like this. If Super Bowl tickets were on the line,
yes.
Are you saying that Aaron Rodgers will report by June to minicamp? Super Bowl tickets are on the line. If you get it wrong, you just get Head and Shoulders shampoo. What are you saying?
I say that he's the starting quarterback week 1. I don't know if he'll show up to minicamp, but I think he's the starting quarterback week 1 because he gives up $93,000 if he doesn't report to mandatory minicamp. He could forego that if he really wanted to. Once you get into training camp, I think it's $50,000 a day and a full week's salary for every preseason game you miss. So that's when you're starting to talk about like significant money, but I still think he's starter week 1. Yeah.
I would get Aaron Rodgers tattooed on my calf if he is not the starter on week 1 for the Green Bay Packers.
Chat, someone clip that. Someone clip that right now, chat. We have the voice. That is 5 Point Vid's voice.
It'll be a small one. It'll be small. All right, I'm ready for my punishment, guys. And only hockey fans are going to get this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I think I know what you're going to do.
Chat, can we get a countdown, please? Can we get a countdown from 3, chat?
No, you need to do the dirt face like.
So if you don't know, hold on. Let's find the picture of
That's
Tom
what you have to do.
Where's the image here? Hold on. Tom Wilson bench. Sorry, I should have had this ready to go.
You've been sitting there for 45 minutes.
I know.
You couldn't even motivate yourself to do something?
Posing. What should I search for? Everyone
And
who
you're
knows
an online creator.
Sorry, dead air is fine.
Oh, nothing wrong with dead air. Dead air needs to have his own speech. So you know what?
Oh, well, I can't find it. I should have had this ready to go, but here I got my kids' hockey gear.
I got it. It's the first thing the first one, if you type in Tom Wilson posing on Google Images. First one.
Okay. Improve your Google foo. You might know jiu-jitsu, but you
Here
don't know
it is.
Google foo.
Here it is. Hold on. Let me share my screen here.
Is this?
Yo, that's actually pretty close. That's pretty close.
Are you sure this isn't the dumpster fire? Because this just sounds like the kind of stuff we'd be doing on there.
Oh, here it is. Tom Wilson. There we go. Allow. There it is.
Yeah, buddy.
Is that bang on or what?
A little bit.
That's close. That is close. Chat, scale of 10. How close are we? Scale of 10. Let us know.
Well, if you want to be fair, Bruins chose violence and allowed Tom Wilson to golf earlier this year.
I got to take this stuff. Well, actually, I'll just finish the show with my hockey gear on.
Why not? Finish it.
Uh-huh.
That's why we're here, man.
Let's go ahead and wrap up. We've had a great show. We've had a funny show with lots of stories and
fantastic stuff.
Let's total up the.
I wonder who's going to win.
I think we know who's it's going to be here.
Yeah, no,
I think we need a recount. I think we need some like last minute donations for a certain Tom Grossi or a 5 points or a Scooter.
Communism struck the tree today.
Scooter needs to be punished too.
Absolutely not.
Throw some big
the tree has fallen.
I'm under the radar.
Stayed under the radar.
Well, hey, next time you get a random pop, we're putting you in.
I made a whole.
Give it time. Your time will come, and you will have a marathon session. You know, like the butt fumble was the #1 not top 10 play for like a year. That's what it's going to be for you.
I'm scared.
Good.
Tree.
I made $52. How many hundreds of dollars did you make, Trey?
477.
Somebody just send 100.
477. 477.
No one's topping that. All right. So it's between him listening to Le'Veon Bell's complete album.
Live.
On
his channel. Not on this channel. On his channel. Live. and him critiquing after every track.
Oh god.
That's what
How
I
many
wanted.
tracks is it? Can we?
I
hold
don't.
on.
Let's take a
find
gander.
that out. Le'Veon Bell
Le'Veon Bell.
Here.
album. It is 36 minutes of greatness.
Kill me.
And the first article that comes up, it says Le'Veon Bell is dropping a new album no one wants to hear. So this should be great.
Life's a gamble.
Professor John Gotti, thank you for the hundo, buddy. Very much appreciated. Yeah, listen, you have a great track list consisting of Lotto, Talk of the Town, Large Amounts. What could it be about?
I think
what salt?
I think what should happen.
Free at Last. I think you should start with Free at Last. There's
She loves my drip.
Oh,
One of me, addicted to you, overrated.
wow.
On me, say no more. Gas on E and VVS. Wow.
What do you think that stands?
What is very, very salty is what Tree's going to be when he has to listen to Le'Veon Bell's album.
Diamond Clarity. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I think that is a superb punishment. I think we put a timestamp on it before next week's show. You know, like you said, live stream. I will be on that live stream.
If you're down for that punishment, type 1 in the chat right now.
No.
If you're down for that. Let's just get a feel.
I'm done bad enough.
You only have to pay like $12.
Yeah, that's good.
He can probably watch each one on YouTube.
I'm getting mad once. I think that's it.
No.
But here it is on Spotify right here.
Yeah, we get lots of ones.
It's right here on Spotify. Yep, 36 minutes.
It's free on Spotify.
Who but one? You fools.
I think that's a great punishment.
I think so.
It's perfect.
I want everyone to hear it too. Like, yeah, just demonetize it. You won't have it monetized, and you have to leave that. You have to leave that up too. Like that has to stay there. And you can't delete it afterwards. Like, you can't hide it.
It has to stay.
None of that.
It's got to stay on there.
It's unanimous. 2,600 ones.
No. No. Please.
All right,
This is gonna be good.
No.
When is this happening? Because like I need to watch this when this is happening.
I think before next week. So
sometime before next week.
Oh no, I got the Rona. I can't do it.
And history will be made.
I'm there. Chat. I'll see you guys there for the live stream, whatever time it is. Let us know, Tria. Let us know in a tweet anytime. I'll retweet that and I'll be there.
I think
notifications will be on just in case you try to be like sneaky at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Absolutely
and
I won't do it at 2 in the morning.
I'll be there. I'll be up.
I will be there. I'm gonna tweet about it. I'm gonna put it on the community page. Like I will promote it more than I promote this show.
No.
Yeah, that is the worst punishment imaginable. 36 minutes of Le'Veon Bell rapping.
And I want
actually might be more because
you got to critique.
You
got to break down the metaphors, break down the similes, the analogies. Okay,
right.
You need to have the rap notes, the genius notes.
What was the meaning behind the talk of the town? Where was his emotional state?
Who is he referring to? Who's overrated? Right. We need to know these things through the eye of urinating tree.
He's addicted to you. Who is you? Is it football?
I don't know.
It's probably
football.
All right, let's wrap up the show. This has been one of the best episodes of Clickbait Sports. It's all because Brandon wasn't here. And Tree, do you have any final thoughts?
I'm ready to die. I'm going to go on a missing persons report, so I never have to come on here again. My Penguins are down bad. They just lost and are probably going to panic in the offseason. My Pirates are down bad, although they've been down bad for nearly every year of my life except for 3 years. And also the Steelers are down bad because they're starting a 39-year-old quarterback who's in the down twilight of his career. So, yeah.
What video is coming out next week? What can we expect
I'm working on an MLB vid, a roundup of May. Most of the stuff I did today was just quick stuff, so I'll probably finish that up for tomorrow.
And what else?
Probably Kiss Your Ass, Tom.
Is that on the track listing?
Is that a song by Le'Veon?
Yeah, it's called. I'm also releasing a rap track. It's called "Moldy Cheese," and it's going to relate to how Aaron Rodgers is going to be free from Tom Grossi and his
diss
horrible
track?
veganism.
A diss track?
Oh, buddy.
Oh.
Oh, buddy. If we're having a rap battle, buddy, you better pack a bag because it ain't gonna end well.
That should be a punishment, a rap battle between two people.
I will destroy anybody on this channel, and I say that
you can
with
rap?
100% confidence. 100% confidence.
What are you, 8 Mile?
Tom's got balls?
I will literally destroy you.
Okay,
Yes.
Gross and M.
Wow.
Oh.
I couldn't rap. Like my rapping of presence is like the same level of my rapping.
I'll battle you.
Give me enough time to
I'll battle you, Tom.
That is going to be Clickbait Sports history of Scooter Magruder and Tom Grossi in a rap. You know what? If the Cowboys play the Packers, you should have a rap where you rap against each other, like a rap diss track.
We could drop the beat right now. We could go right now if you want to go to war. Shoot.
All right, we got to save that for next time.
We'll save it for next episode.
What's coming
Listen, I haven't made or put out a video on YouTube in the last 3 weeks because I literally have been editing this video. And this video is finally coming out tomorrow. The Michael Gallup podcast, baby. YouTube.com/Scooter Magruder. Tomorrow. Be there. That's really all I have to say.
Tom, what are you coming up?
Yeah, I'll post a reaction video probably tomorrow, and we're gonna have a little Friday night Q&A, obviously, of course. But big things coming next week. Urinating Trees stream. Honestly, that's the only thing I really want to plug and promote right now. I think that's really gonna be the pinnacle of anything that I could ever create. That is gonna be one of the 7 wonders of the world.
You know what? I hope you get a bunch of free samples of Head and Shoulders in Hell. I hope you enjoy them.
You know what, buddy? That's fine. I will be watching.
And I hope you lather in it,
shower.
not just in your hair, but maybe your armpits, maybe the stuff down there. Maybe you have hairy legs. You know what? I hope that Head and Shoulders drowns you in all those chemicals and delicious flavors and aromas, just because I love you so much.
I love you too.
Salty. All right, I will end the show. I'm actually coming out with a video on Josh Allen, so Bills fans are going to be loving me until I cover the Miracle, the Music City Miracle, which will happen as well. Thank you, everyone, for coming out to this show. Let's wrap it up, because this show was head and shoulders above all the other ones that we've done.
I see.
All right, ring the bell.
That's
That's all right. All right, Clickbait Sports.